Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a video of products that I have fallen out of love with. These are products that I liked when I first bought them, but I just have fallen out of love with them, whether it be because I found something better or that they're just not doing it for me anymore. I wanted to share these with you because a lot of them are expensive. Like, a lot of them are expensive products, and maybe you don't need to spend money on them. So if that is something you are interested in seeing, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I'm going to start with eyes. I have a bit of everything. I think the only thing I don't have is like lips and brows. I have eyes and I have face products. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to start with eyes. And the first thing I'm going to mention is probably not a surprise if you've seen some of my other videos, but it is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I loved this palette when I first got my hands on it. It's so stunning. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's a stunning palette and really great shadows, but I just kind of fell out of love with it. I got other palettes that performed better and had better shades, so this kind of went onto the back burner and I just can't bring myself to use it anymore, which gnaws at my very soul because I spent money on this, so I want to use it, but I just fell out of love with it. Maybe I can try to jumpstart our relationship and use it again, but just doesn't do it for me anymore, you know? And this was a pretty expensive palette. Luckily, I got it when it was on sale, but the shades in here are very generic. There's nothing in here that makes me think, wow, I need to use this palette specifically, like maybe this shade right here in the corner, but the rest are shades that I can find in other palettes, and that might be better. I don't have any of her other palettes, so I can't speak on the other ones, like for the rest of her brand, the eyeshadows, but this one just doesn't do it for me anymore. The next product that I have might come as a surprise because these are very popular. Like, this is a very popular product, and that is the Ardell Demi Wispy eyelashes. I used to love these and use them exclusively. Like, these were the only lashes that I used, but ever since I found Molten Lashes, I realized that I am someone who needs a thicker band when it comes to false lashes, and these are they're like too forgiving almost, to the point where you can't really, I can't really work with them. I have a hard time applying them. I used to use these all the time and they were it for me, but I've fallen out of love with them. They don't do it for me anymore. I have found other lashes that really complement my eye and that stay on the way that I want them to stay on. They're just a fail for me anymore. Anytime I try to apply them, they don't look the way that I want them to. They don't sit on my eyes the way that I want them to, and it makes me so sad because these are such a cult classic and a fan favorite, but they're just not my cup of tea anymore, sadly. The next product is a foundation. It's the only foundation that I have in here, thankfully, because I feel like anytime I try a foundation, I either love it or I hate it. There's no in between. If I don't like it, it's not staying in my collection. If I do like it, it's gonna be there till the very end. So this is one that I liked, and then I just stopped using it. I didn't like the way that it looked on my skin. It was really emphasizing things, and that is the BeautyBlender foundation. The Bounce Liquid Whip Long Wear Foundation. I got mine in the shade 3.45N. I don't know if that's important to you guys at all, but I love this when I first got it. It was like my holy grail. And then I just started to notice that it accentuated things that I didn't want accentuated. Like, it would really accentuate my bags. It would crease a lot around my mouth. Like, it just wasn't doing it for me, and it made me hate it. I didn't like the way that it performed on my face, and I found some other things that performed a lot better, so this was kind of taken off my radar, and I haven't put it back on since. I have fallen out of love with it. It makes me so sad because this was really great, and I really did like it when we had our relationship. But I also I feel like when you get towards the end of this, it's probably really hard to get out the last bit of product because of the way that it's packaged. I don't know. I'm not into it anymore. The next few things are also face products, but they are cream products, not powder products. Well, this one that I'm going to talk about first really might be a surprise, is a cream and a powder product. It is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I'm so sad about this. This was a hard breakup. A very hard and emotional breakup. I have mine in the shade She's Blushing, and I think what really did it for me is I tried this for like the second time, and it really, really messed with my texture right here. Like, it really accentuated all the bad things that I hate about my face, which a good product is not supposed to do. And when I used it, I only just used the powder, so maybe there is some hope still for the cream that's in here, but I am not sure. This is one of the rare ones that I might give a second chance to, but as of right now, I just have a bad experience with it, and it's just causing me to not want to use it and to use other things. It's a very pretty shade, but there's a lot of shimmer in the powder, which I don't like. I can do it in very minimal amounts, but this is like, I don't know if you guys can see, like it's almost a highlighter, which I'm not into. I don't like shimmery stuff. It accentuates all my texture. I'm not into it. So that's why I don't like it, and it makes me sad because this was a very expensive and sought after product that I got. So the fact that I can't make it work for me breaks my heart. But like I said, this might be one of the ones that I try again and try to make work for me because that's just who I am, and I can't let things go that I spend a lot of money on. The next thing is a very, I feel like it's a popular brand. It might not be anymore since a lot of other things came out that kind of mimic what the brand is about, but this is the Glossier Cloud Paint Seamless Cheek Color in the shade Beam. I used to use this all the time because it was a gorgeous color. I don't know if you can see, it's like a very peachy orangey shade, you know, like it's a very me kind of shade. I love orange blush, but the more that I used this, you know, the more that I tried other cream blushes and the more that I used this, I found that this doesn't last on my face. I know that Glossier's whole like brand is about clean beauty and, you know, natural beauty and things like that, but this was like to the point where it was like non-existent on my face. You know, it was so natural that it wasn't even there. So that's kind of why I fell out of love with it. I really liked it when I first got it, and then I started to realize this is not what I thought it was, and I don't use it as much anymore because of that. The last cream product that I have also makes me sad. I mean, all of these make me sad, you know, because I was really excited about them and I loved them and then I didn't, so they all make me sad, but this one in particular because this brand is like it for me. This is it for me. This is the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer, Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade Amber. I love the stick version of this, right? I love the matchsticks version of this, but this version where it's in the pan, it's a little too waxy for me, and every time I go to apply this on top of foundation, it causes the foundation to separate. I really liked it when I first got it. I was enamored by it. You know, just like I'm enamored by all of her other products, but the more I used it and the more other products that I got, like my Huda Beauty and the Essay Cream Bronzer, this kind of became a no-go. I just stopped using it because it's very waxy. You know, it's not creamy like the other two are that I mentioned. This one's very waxy, which can cause your foundation to separate. So I had some bad times with this. That's why I fell out of love with it. It makes me so sad because I love Rihanna. I love her stuff. This just was a no-go for me. The last two things that I have are powders, and they are like luxury brands. So these two I am less upset about and more just like disappointed because I feel like if you are priding yourself on your products being considered luxury, they should be good. They should be like objectively good and inherently good products. And these products are ones that I used quite a few times, but then I realized that they weren't good. They didn't look good on my skin, and the more I used them, the more I hated them. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Now, I think that I might just have this in the wrong shade, but this would really change the way that my foundation looked, and that is the one thing that I hated about this. My foundation would look really good on my skin, and then when I would apply this, it would look orange. Something about this powder changed the way the foundation worked, like every foundation, not just one, it was like every foundation, and it just upset me because this is supposed to be like a finishing powder. Like, I know that there are shades to it, but I feel like it's also supposed to be a translucent powder. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong shade and it's just my fault, but this messed with my head. This product messed with my head because everyone raves about it, and when I finally got my hands on it, I was like, oh, it's so good, la la la, it's so good. And then by like the third or fourth time, I was like, this is not what I want it to be. Why aren't you doing what you have to do? Like I said, maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I'll get a new powder in like a different shade, like in the lightest shade, and that'll help out. But it didn't help my face, which I know that it's supposed to do and that people say that it does, but it didn't make me look airbrushed or flawless, so that was a no-go. The last product is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is a pretty penny. It is very expensive. It's a luxury brand. And I used it for a while. I used this powder for a while. And I convinced myself that I really liked it. And it wasn't until I tried other powders and like got my hands on other powders that I realized this accentuated things that didn't need to be accentuated, and it didn't last. Like I would apply this and then 20 minutes later I would have to apply more. With my one size setting powder, I put that on and I'm good for the day. So I think it was just a mixture of trying different things and the fact that I couldn't really trust it. You know, this was not a powder that I could put on for a night out and trust that it was gonna hold on for dear life until the end of the night. And it upsets me because Hourglass, I feel like with a lot of their products, they're very expensive and they don't perform the way that they should based on how much they are, like based on how much you pay for them, which is disappointing. So I'm very disappointed in this product. I don't think that I would try it again. It's very hard once you have something that you know is really good, like that one size setting powder. It doesn't seem fiscally smart to try other things because you know you're not going to do better. This was one thing that just disappointed me. So those are all the products that I have for you guys today. Those are all the products that I have fallen out of love with, that no longer do it for me, that I'm not sure will ever come back into my rotation of makeup. I hope that you guys found this helpful. You know, maybe if you're thinking about picking up these products, maybe you can save some money because most of these products are just not where they should be. I think I just have other things that work better for me and these are not worth the hassle anymore. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit the little bell so that you are always notified when I upload a new video. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I know I love seeing things that people have kind of cycled out of their routines, but that is all for today and I will see you all in my next one.